Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today for what happens to be the first day of SPI's 40th anniversary year. They say that time flies, and I just can't believe how fast the last 40 years have flown by. Back in the early days, SPI was primarily an import business, but our true success started about a decade later when my friend Jim Taggart joined me and we began providing the services of a freight broker. It's amazing to think that my early vision at the time was to build an entrepreneurial network of people who could earn a living, and not just a regular living, but a great living as a freight broker. And not only that, build wealth along the way. So fast forward a few decades, and you have definitely made that dream come true. You are definitely fulfilling that early vision. There are many of you who have very nice lifestyles, and I'm really happy, grateful, thankful, and proud of everything you've done. You know that there are over 22,000 freight brokerage companies in the US and thousands more in Canada. And I'm very proud to say that you have made SPI among the top 100. Going forward, we want to provide you with all the advantages and the tools to help you grow your businesses and expand the SPI network and make it a great big family. Having said all that, we can't just look back on what we've accomplished over the last 40 years. We need to look forward to the next 40. I have challenged your team, our staff, with the task of preparing for the next 40 years. And I think you'll be pleased with the things that are coming. Some are here now, and others are just around the corner. At SPI, we continue to pursue excellence. We must dare to be great. Now I'd like to turn you all over to Joe Chandler, SPI's president and great guy. Joe?
Hey Mitch, thank you. I'm glad to be here on this auspicious occasion, a 40th anniversary. I'm the newcomer in the business, but golly, what a great company. You guys are awesome. Mitch tasked us with creating a marketing program and support for you that's just as awesome as you are. And so we hired the well-known marketing firm, Concerto Marketing, to do some work for us. And these guys came in and they talked to everybody. They talked to our staff, they talked to management, they talked to agents. They did a survey of all of you, and then they separated out a smaller group and talked to our advisory council, our largest and most tenured people. They talked to agents for other companies, they talked to your customers, and they came up with a pretty neat little graph or chart that shows where we are as a company. And when you look at this, the part in the blue shows where we are today and the consensus of where we are, and then the part that's in the other color, the tan color, shows where we want to be. What is the aspirational aspect of us as a company? Now, Concerto also came up with a series of words that describe who we are as a group, and this is a pretty general consensus among everybody. The first one is first class. We're successful, we're solid, we're progressive, we're personal and responsive. We're easy to do business with. We're flexible. And this, by the way, is a photograph of one of our agents, Carolyn Fawcett. We're supportive and trustworthy. So we had Concerto look at our overall marketing presence and how are we going to market ourselves in the digital marketing world into the next 40 years. And one of the concerns they had was our iconic ship logo. And when you look at it from our traditional customer standpoint, it's very recognizable. It's something they're familiar with. But when you try to talk to new customers, what are you talking to them about? They look at our logo and they come to the wrong conclusion that we're an ocean freight forwarder. So we had them come up with some other ideas. The first thing they recommended was that we develop a shape that was better utilized. When you look at the shape and size of the ship, the word SPI takes up just a tiny percentage of the size of the overall logo. And so when you reduce it on a website, you don't see the SPI name. So they came up with a shape that was more rectangular and one that the SPI name would fill a greater portion of. And then they slanted it, and that slant was to show that we're always moving forward, that we're a business that just keeps moving forward like you do. Then they looked at colors, and the blue color, we're all familiar with it and we love it, but in reality it's very difficult to replicate both on a website and on printed materials. So they chose some simpler colors, gold, black, and white. So when they put all that together, they came up with what we think is an outstanding logo that you see here. Now this pays homage to our ship with the sail that you see dotting the I in SPI. And it also uses the term logistics instead of international transportation, and that better describes what we're doing. Our new website will be SPI 3PL, for example. Now, as we went through this process, one of the things that we remembered was that Concerto kept asking us the question, what did we aspire to be? And we realized that you can't spell aspire without SPI. And so we took that as a slogan for us, because you think about what are you doing when you aspire? You're dreaming. What do you dream about for you as a business, for your company? And we don't dream of little things, you dream of big things. You have great thoughts, and that's what SPI is. We all together dream of bigger and better and faster and stronger, and we want those things for you. So we've thought also about, to really be great, you have to dare. It takes courage. And we know that together we can dare to be great. We can step out there and we can beat the pants off the other guy. Okay, now in the digital marketing world, kind of the home plate for all of that is your website. And so we asked them to look at our website. And one of the things that impresses me the most about who you are as a group is your relationships with your customers. I've been making sales calls for a very, very long time, but you have the best. You are by far the best in relating to your customers. And yet when you look on our previous website, there's not a single picture of a face. There are pictures of trucks, but no pictures of people. And so what we've done is redesigned our website to emphasize the difference that we make is the personal relationships that you have with your customers. So we also have business cards coming out that'll reflect this new brand identity, the new colors, the new logos, and it will give you a chance to explain to your customers what Aspire is and how we dare to be great as a company. We're also going to send you a new signature block for your emails. We've also got great new bold stationery. You're going to have a new letterhead and new envelopes. I think you're going to love them. But beyond that, there are a whole bunch of things that we're going to add that we just don't have time to talk about in this video. So watch your emails and you'll see what's coming up next. And now I'll turn it over to Mitch to conclude.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks again for making my early vision a lasting success. While we celebrate the last 40 years this year, let's look forward to the next 40 years. Remember, our continuing success is guaranteed as long as we aspire and dare to be great.